Families are driving themselves into debt, which raises a $1 trillion question. I'm Luke Johnson, and I'm going to help you steer clear of that tonight at 6. Their goal is 41,000 backpacks, but that's only a small fraction of kids in the Bay Area who qualify, which is 350,000. This is about HQ Trivia, an app that streams live trivia game shows and posts pictures of people it says have won jackpots up to 6 figures. Michelle Wasserman won a lot less, just $31. But when she went to cash out, nothing happened, just like this. But she did receive this error message. Cash out currently disabled for 8 months. So she contacted us. We reached out to HQ Trivia. Overnight, Michelle got her $31 prize. HQ Trivia told us this. Unfortunately, Ms. Wasserman was mistakenly flagged by our fraud system because her play history matched similar suspect patterns. We searched online to see if anyone else was having trouble getting paid. Our team found several complaints, including this former Jeopardy champ who said his $20,000 jackpot prize was delayed several weeks. We asked HQ Trivia what happened, but it didn't get back to us. Kudos to Michelle, though. She kept good records of her winnings, including screenshots. Anytime you feel you're owed money, we recommend you keep written documentation until you're paid in full. If you're dealing with a dilemma, call us at 1-888-996-TIPS or NBCBayArea.com/response. That takes 2 steps. First, find your phone serial number. Then go on stolenphonechecker.org. That's a real-time database run by the cellular industry. If your phone's listed there, there's trouble. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide where to finance and for how much. So the next time you're in the market for a new car like this, here's a recommendation. A road around campus is causing new congestion and confusion. It's happening right here on East San Fernando Street, just outside MLK Library. A new bike lane was added. This pushed the parking lane out into the middle of the road. Now some drivers and walkers are having a hard time figuring out the lanes and cars.
How is the women's basketball season going?
Well, they had a big loss to start the season, but they're slowly catching on. The SJSU women's basketball team face a tough task, handing UC Irvine its first loss of the season. The Anteaters are 6-0 heading into the Silicon Valley Sunday. The Spartans need to play their best basketball of the season to get a win, and they hit the ground running. 10 minutes into the game, San Jose State built a 17-8 lead, a deficit that UC Irvine has rarely seen this season.
I mean, it's not like you can throw out a quarter, but if you throw out the second quarter, with 6 minutes to go, we put them on the free throw line, we win by 10.
However, the first half of the game would be a tale of 2 quarters. The Anteaters were relentless in drawing fouls. They made more points in free throws than the Spartans had total points in the second quarter. The free throw attempt differential in the game was 32-13.
When you put a team on the free throw line 32 times, it's going to make it tough. It's an unguardable shot, and it's the highest percentage shot in basketball. So second quarter pretty much did us in.
UC Irvine forward Jordan Sanders led all scorers with 24 points. 6 of those points came from free throws. Her team won 74-66. San Jose State's next home game is on December 15th versus Santa Clara. In their meeting last year, the Spartans won in overtime.
Johnson is here with the latest on sports.
So Luke, how are we doing in terms of soccer or football, since we kind of have this Spanish theme going on today?
Well, actually, our Equipo de Fútbol Femenino is doing muy bien.
All right, what does that mean?
It means our women's soccer team is doing really good. Half of the Mountain West Conference will be on campus next week. Since the Spartans women's soccer team won the regular season conference title last year, SJSU gets to host the conference tournament this year. Right now, the Spartans have their eyes on redemption. They dominated the Mountain West last season with a 9-1-1 conference record. However, they were knocked out of the semifinal round of the conference tournament.
It'd be so cool to win and then move on to the NCAA tournament, and just prove that just because our season wasn't the best, that we're still the top of our conference.
The top 2 seeds in the tournament receive first-round byes. The Spartans are now in a three-way race for the number 2 seed with Wyoming and New Mexico. Head coach Lauren Hansen says earning that spot is crucial.
It's a big win for sure to get the number 2 seed or one of the top 2 seeds because you play one less game, and everybody who knows soccer knows that playing 3 games in 5 days is really hard to do.
Each team plays its final match of the regular season tonight, which will have a heavy impact on the order of the bracket. The tournament begins October 30th and will conclude November 3rd. However, unlike last season, the Spartans will have the luxury of home field advantage.
This sounds weird, but like sleeping in our own beds plays a really big difference because other teams have to go from like hotel to here, but like we have the comfort of our own bed, a good night's rest.
Goalkeeper Paige Semino is the biggest star on the Spartans. Her 9 shutouts so far this season is a school record. Team captain Darielle Franklin is another key player on the Spartans. She is the reigning Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. Hansen says if they win the tournament, she would like to celebrate in the form of a mosh pit.
Luke Johnson has the game recap.
The Spartans are the number 4 seed in the Mountain West tournament, so they need to win 3 matches in 5 days to claim the championship. They are familiar with the Bulldogs. The 2 teams met 4 days prior to the contest, ending in a 0-0 draw. In fact, the last 3 matches of the Spartans have resulted in scoreless ties.
Volley from out top.
But that quickly changes as Kristen Amarikwa finds the back of the net less than 13 minutes into the match.
It's goal, the Spartans.
Just 2 days before, she had been named first team All-Mountain West.
I just remember Hannah Matthews getting a touch on the ball. I was able to stay on sides with the girl on me, turned, saw the keeper, and just thought, place it where she's not. And I touched it faster.
Fresno State answers abruptly with a goal by Robin McCarthy at the 15-minute mark.
Bounces in, it takes a deflection.
The score remains tied at 1 through the first half. After a 50-minute stalemate, the leading scorer of the Spartans, Jamil X. Becerra, splits 2 defenders to score and break the tie.
And it's in!
Even to give up that first goal was kind of hard for us because we're not used to that. But, you know, Jamie's a special player, and when she put the goal in the back of the net, it was exciting for us.
Following that goal, things get a little crazy. Fresno State goalie Nicole Thoreau whiffs, attempting to clear the ball. But the Spartans are unable to score on an empty net.
And she hits the post!
However, scoring wouldn't have affected the outcome because the Spartans won regardless.
And she hit the upright.
For this conference tournament, we are going to have to out-recover teams. So, you know, you got to roll out, you got to do everything right, you got to get sleep, you got to put the right food in your body, you got to hydrate. All those things are really, really important.
The next match would be just 2 days away against Boise State. On campus, Luke Johnson, Update News.